Good morning, everybody. Let's kill some cryo. Oh, hey, Sleepy. Where are you sleeping today? What is it? You just want us to just meow at me? You just want to meow at me? Okay, that's fine. Are you going to get your box today? You liked your box yesterday. You did. No, he just wants to be attention. He just is just like, stop doing that. Do me. Alright, so don't know what happened overnight. The server, cryoplasma still freezing. Let's see where we're at. It's alright, Peter. I believe you. I know what the issue is. I tried to be clever. I've just never got around to fixing it. He's not watching the stream. That's why. What do you want? What do you want? You've been fed. You had love. You want to go outside, don't you? It's what you want. You're not going outside. I love that. Oh, he's ready for strike controller. I don't know if Todd me actually killed things last night. I felt that's a bit slightly. There's really no way to tell. So I'm expecting to kill off the cryoplasm spawners today. At that point, we'll be updating the mission system. Yeah, that one looks dead. That one looks like it might just be this one. Honestly, I don't think I've ever used cryo bombers aggressively before. That's totally what... Yes, we did that one yesterday. I don't have any bombers on me, do I? No. See, I don't understand the cat. I understand he might want something. That's fine. But, like, then he just gives up and goes, ah, fuck this. Don't worry about it, Pete. I understand. I believe you. No, it's okay. I'm aware of the exploit already. I just combination of things. So very few people have actually got that far. Very few people actually discover it. Most people just build it properly. Also, really, what does getting loads of those actually achieve you? That's, yeah, it's not as if you're like early game and getting like unlimited solars or something. Let's see how Topmere did. I think he probably did it. Oh, wow. Yeah, I should really make conduits cryo blockable, shouldn't I? What the fuck is he doing? Is he just trying to kill me, no matter what I do? Okay, maybe he... No, he did succeed. Good. Surprising. Anyway, mostly I want bombers. I've decided I think bombers are the shit. Wait, how is there possibly anything to... Freeze on injector? No, it didn't. Yeah, so the last few are much harder, because they this one, it was within a few minutes and it just completely deluged itself in cryo. It helps that there are less other spawners active, you see, so what the concept of the panic mode becomes a lot harder. I do kind of wish that other multi-blocks debuilt themselves like conduits. Fortunately, a lot of effort. And it's per machine effort. There's not even a generic way of doing it. But yeah, we're just going to kill, I believe, the last spawner. I can't tell. Maybe, maybe not be. Just taking with me plenty of wonderful toys. I am surprised though that the let's pop it down to that. Storage hopper, cryo bomb. Oh, they're just too close. Which way are we going? I always wait about 5 seconds. There we go. No, they're just too close. So I don't see this, it's just a bin men. Anyway, we're just going to leave those to clear stuff for a little while. Ah, already knocked off 2 shots. It's a touch grindy, this section, unfortunately. But they aren't the same, so they do get harder. They get quite a lot harder. Oh, that one's working. Yeah, they're supposed to animate up close, but some of them just seem to be disappearing. In fact, that was the one I checked. Not that one. That is the animated one. Ah, wait, what? Ah, strange. That's the only one that animates. Alien plant CC3, alien plant CC2. Right, that's... I don't think this one... I think this one is a mistake. Yeah, well, I can see why, because 2 is the wrong one. That's the wrong plant. Number 2 is that one. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But we also had another copy of 1. And that would have mean that 1 was probably out. Yeah, that's probably fixed it. I'm kind of hoping Togmir has killed the last one, but given that we've got active fluid, I sincerely doubt it. Wow, they really are belting through the damage here. Yeah, they're going to be scanning all the way around. Cool, Peter. Oh, I should probably update the server with the fixes. Well, there weren't many fixes. They're mostly just making stuff slightly easier. I'm having to strongly resist the urge to tweak the cryo bombers. I want them to be better, and my brain keeps going, no, they're actually fine. Right, do we really use up all the power? I'm surprised. I mean, once the Mark V blocks went to sleep, I mean, that was run off resin power, so we had unlimited power. But yeah, I will update the server. Shouldn't need a client build. Do love the way they unlock, and if you've ever seen that, it looks so cool. So also, Pete, and correct if I'm wrong, I don't think we had any freight cart issues yesterday. Like, everything worked. Right, everything was alright. Any issues we had were our own fault, and yeah. Yeah, the bombers are OP, but they don't feel OP. They feel a bit underwhelming, and then you realise how much they've just cleared. Oh yeah, I didn't see any psychic stations. I didn't see any. But we did only start the server up once. There's no rush in clearing this stuff. Just want to clear it. I thought I would also do as well is pop a cryo bomber full of bombs. Yeah, that should clear out a whole bunch of stuff over the next however long it takes to clear it out. So we are building the system. It's only a server change. There should not be any client changes needed. I run out of power. Oh, fricky dick. Come on, there we go. Oh, bugger. Hey Andy, how's tricks, dude? Yeah, let's just go see what we're doing. Essentially what I'm hoping is once we've cleared the last spawner, which I think is this way, once we've cleared the last spawner, what I'm very much hoping is that all of the fluid goes to sleep across the whole world. And that's it. That means that I'm done. Real JCB diggers, Andy, or just virtual ones? Those. Oh wait, hold on. Andy, I don't mean to diss you at all. I promise. Aren't you quite junior for that? Like, is that not something that someone who's been there for like a whole bunch of years should be doing? Like, I thought you were quite new and junior. Like, I think you're good, but they don't know that. Or are you basically doing grunt work and then someone super senior will go, no, you'll kill all the people doing that? I'll admit I don't really know. No source for requested transport pipe. I thought we did that yesterday, Pete. Ah, okay. I said I don't know. You know, it was just like. I mean, that no source for might just be a mistake. But I don't have any carts at Sunday this time. But I thought we had an alloy block and a hardened whatchamacallit machine. Yeah, but once is so. What's wrong with the MS height of 1? We should have still had more than 0. That's pretty cool, Andy. Pretty cool. It's over full. Oh, is it full of other things? Wait, do I really have no alloyed blocks on me? Okay. Yeah, it's screens like this Steve needs to work on. It needs to say attach a storage hopper or mass storage. Let's put a note of that one. You can, Andy. Oh, you can. Oh, yes, that's on the note. So, Andy, why are you saying that, right? Why are you saying that? Because when you put a storage hopper down and you get the system, set freight, you mean you can't left click on that? Now, wait, let me show you something. Let me right click. Yeah, that ain't staying. I don't know why Steve made it right click. I think Steve may have been having a moment. It's all right, Pete. It's all right. And I wanted to get the system working. I want to make sure that when I set this up, that it works. So you're saying I should now... Yes, I know, Andy. So, Pete, you're now saying that I should see transport pipes and alloy blocks turn up here in a minute. 'Cause if so, I'll go and get a drink. In fact, I'm going to get a drink anyway. But yeah, Andy, I know, it's on the list. You get some more later. Bless you. Back in a moment. Good morning, Salaf. Hey, we have a... Wait, hold on. Oh, cool. Yeah, that's fine. So I should probably set that to just 100, interestingly. But yeah, it's fine. Thank you. That didn't take long at all, Pete. So... hold on. I said 300. I only said 300. Let's change my mind. I said 100 now. Yeah, we want to go that way. No carts assigned at this end. I'm just looking. That's actually light. I set for okay. Set name. Transport pipe offload, and this is MB offload. Yeah, it should be okay, Pete. Are we? We can't be at carts. There's no way. There's no way we're at carts. Let me check that. No. See, that's fixing bugs, Pete. That's what we don't want to do. We want to ensure. Okay. We're out of carts. We've actually run out of carts. Wait, that seemed like an awful lot. So I would surmise we have a jam somewhere. And that jam has soaked up a lot of carts. Jam. Hey, I'm just reading the message, dude. Don't shoot the messenger. Oh, I need AMBs, ironically. Now, that could just easily be a client thing. I don't know whether that is a transmitted message. Now, does this one agree? Oh, where's our... There it is. Holy shit. Yeah, no, it's true. Like, according to the main thingy, where are we short? We seem to be 60 carts short. Gold foil is 10 carts short. Iron ore is 2 carts short. Iron bar is 5 carts short. Imbued machine block is 8 carts short. I think more likely, Pete, what's happened is we had a whole bunch of drop carts and they got picked out. That seems more likely. I mean, I've got a couple of carts that were in this hopper. That's a lot of carts. Yeah, 19 stations require carts. Did you just put all these in? Like, talk me through this story here. Tape storage hoppers to tour carts solved. Depot's getting flooded with carts. Right, as soon as one arrives, it should then assign it. Done. No work for station. What? I don't know what that means. No work for station Chrome offload. No valid outgoing track connection. Well, at least that one I can agree with. Ah, Pete, how long was your off run? 439. That should be alright. Oh, wait, what? Oh, I see. Oh, very cool. Okay, so you've got a what? Ah, that's quite cool. So anyway, I'll tidy up it so you can see what's going on. So we've got a one-way, we've got a load station and 2 offload stations. The depot, yeah. I mean, to be quite honest, Andy, I mean, I'm committed. Feel free to update the depot whenever you're, you could, as long as you check it and you don't break it, it's cool. Do what you like. Yeah, Pete. Oh, he's not there. I think I know what the bug is, and I think it's one that we've seen before. No, this server's been running all night. I mean, shall we just minimize? Shall we reduce this now that the bug that we were trying to get rid of is done? I mean, it would just be a question as simple as... Right, that will probably do it. And what will happen, they should, anyway, they should take the shortest route, unless it's blocked, in which case they will take a longer route. That's always been the case. As long as there are alternate routes, they will try and take alternate routes, I think. What are we at now? 18 stations required. No suitable car found for... Now that's a message that confuses me. I don't know what no work for means. I'm just going to leave the camera there. I'm going to go grab my coffee. Should be done by now. And, yeah. Back in a minute. I did know of a startup issue involving carts, but I don't understand why we got to this situation. Carts are just returned to the depot and then be sent out again, but I don't know why they come back to the depot quite so much. I mean, to be honest, really, we don't need this, do we? I mean, there's just simply no reason for it anymore. There was, right now. But now it can take a shorter route, or it can, well, it can't take the other route, in fact. It's not connecting there, but it's because that isn't a route. No, it's okay. I don't understand why it's happening. It's probably worth mentioning it to Steve. So, a cart's returning to the depot. You can't reassign it till it's returned, I hope. It'd be soothing when they work better, Wholly. They're still a bit wobbly, bouncy. I want to get Steve to do a bit of work, so when a cart's along another cart, it pulls back, so it doesn't keep slamming into it. I'm just wondering about that, and there, and that, and there, and that. Frame rate's alright though. I mean, that's a good reason to keep. So if we keep this, Pete, what we can do is we can hook it up again in the future when we've got the parade mode on. But it's also good to be able to say to Steve, why did this fill up with carts? I don't know why loads of carts came back. So that's the thing. Cannot route station unknown. Oh, that's a good point. If it actually ends up on that bit of track, are they routing through the depot? They can't. Let's assume that is the case. Let's assume that is a situation where they can get in here when they really shouldn't have. And allow them to leave. Did I ever play Resident Evil 1, 2, 3? I played Resi 1. I played Resi 4 on the GameCube because, see, when I play games, I play the best games, yeah. I don't play no fucking second fiddle. I played the best games. Resi 4 on the GameCube, that was the best one. Totally was the best one. What are you buying? What are you selling? I haven't got my fan on. I thought it was warm. Overall, though, in that style of game, I definitely preferred Alone in the Dark, which was one of the precursors. Why do you ask? Has something exciting been announced? Oh, well, I fucked that one up, didn't I? Have I? Well, I've used them all up. Please take away my crap. Wait. Oh. Are they re-releasing Resi 2 as a pretty version? Cool. Okay, two things. Let's pop the brains on, and then we're going to go check the our progress. Oh, did I get over my crap? Oh, I keep punching the mic. That's better. Now I'll headbutt it, but at least I can't punch it. This is a bit high. Let's go in there. There we go. All right. So let's see if that solved the issue. That's the thing. I mean, we could have progressed an awful lot further if we didn't have issues like this. So no is the answer. It's still not working. Now, I reckon there's more than enough carts. I have to say. No suitable carts can be found. No work for station. Yeah, I think we may have got to a point. I think Pete could be right. We may have got to a point where it's just not like something's requesting something. By the time it gets it, it doesn't want it anymore. Could be right. It probably doesn't have that all this is asleep, but it should still work. Let me wake those up, just to see if we can... So when you can solve something in a non-destructive way... Oh, I meant to go across. But... Oh, right, I'm like, what on earth? But that is actually obviously still... working. So we're going to go across to down here. Station requesting. There's no way that, I mean, that Kuko, if that was we'd know it. That we would definitely know. That's no way what you've said is a bug. No way. Can you even imagine? Can you genuinely imagine if every single... We've got hundreds of carts in storage. So that's... What you're describing as it is definitely not a bug. That one that you're describing, I think, was just down to the... the parade mode was going tits up. I think. Oh, blood. Oh, there's a fucking conduit there. I didn't know there was a conduit there. Darn it. So I've got some notes to have what I'm calling a heat haze day. And one of them will be things like, after a conduit is fired, it will leave a heat ripple in the air for a bunch of time. Yeah, but Patrick, there's no way that every cart on the network would just go. I think it could be something like, if a station requests a cart, the cart doesn't arrive within a certain time frame, it just requests another one. Possibly. Hey, I ain't looking at shit, I look at it. I'm not investigating freight cart bugs unless they're critical. Like, got to be properly critical for me to actually, like, go, hey, I'm going to spend some time on that one. I don't understand why we have so many things going back. Why we have constant carts in and out, I don't know. But I don't need to know. Steve can look at this. Right, why we got loads of things to train depot constantly, I don't know. Yes, but if a depot doesn't keep up with the cart request, what does that mean? Are you telling me that a car, like when a station has requested a cart, it's got a cart. It doesn't then go, it shouldn't then go, where's my cart? I'll have another one. It doesn't care where the cart is. The cart's already on its way. Right, so, it doesn't matter. Like as long as the car exists, it's allocated, the station will be happy. Whether or not the car actually manages to make it there, it doesn't matter. It doesn't time out after 5 minutes. But we're currently listed as 20 stations require carts. Which doesn't make any sense, because we don't have 20 stations requesting carts. Cool. I don't care. I don't care. This is Steve's bug. I'm just pointing out, it shouldn't be the case. There should be no concept of depots not keeping up. As soon as a depot spawns a cart, it should care. It should be like, I'm happy now, I've got my cart, brilliant. It doesn't care whether or not it takes an hour to get there. That's not part of its algorithm. Multiple depots can't do it simultaneously. It's a parallel process, not a serial process, not a parallel one. So whatever the issue is, Steve needs to fix it. But like, I'm trying very hard not to investigate his bugs. I've still got enough of my own. But I don't see any circumstance in the code base how it would make any sense for a station to request a cart and then go, I need more. Once it's spawned, it's done. That should be the rule of thumb. And why not? Steve is going to have a look. Which I pop on top. Wait, why did you pick up 2? Unless Steve's response was, it's not a bug. Because obviously, whatever we're seeing is definitely a bug. Oops. I do like the Falcon bombers. So this one should clear some distance that way, and that one should clear some distance this way. I think this is the end of our conduits now. It is. So we're going to go this way, I hope. But what it's important to note, Kuko, I can't deal with everything. The only reason we can have the freight carts is I don't have to try and deal with an insanely sized new system on top of all the existing systems that I have to look at and understand. So that's why I'm trying very hard not to get too deep into it, or I will drown. I'm a bit worried about the robots, to be honest. I mean, to be honest, Steve's minecarts have made the robots all but obsolete anyway. Though I think the robots are more fun. There does not appear to be any cryo. Oh, there it is. Good morning, Uzerial. Or Uzerial. Uzerial? Oh, Uzerial. Yeah, it's obviously a bug. Kuko. It's obviously a bug. There's no circumstance under which we should just have all these carts being assigned so freely back to the depot and then back out to the world. More importantly, we've got like 20 stations requesting carts. Ezereal, what I did specifically was I changed from software encoding to hardware encoding for the video. And this seems to have had the basic upshot of two things. One, it's not crashing, but I've also lowered my CPU temperature by like 20 degrees because I'm stressing it less. So it's one of those two things. Now, I did try and crank my CPU temperature up yesterday, and I ran 2 copies of FortressCraft and turned the fans off. It still didn't go wrong. So I'm going to blame software encoding. But I might be wrong. Yeah. At least I'm hoping this is the right way. At least I have torches. I'm gonna run out of torches. That's just embarrassing, that is. Well, oh, you zero. No, it's not. Let's not have the discussion again. We had quite a long discussion where I had to basically explain to people how computers works. No, lower CPU temperatures is not a good thing. It makes no difference. No one cares. Hello, cat. But the important thing is my computer is stable, and it's probably nothing to do with CPU temperature, as I said, but it's probably just the NV ink change and nothing else. Probably. You shouldn't care. That was the entire point of yesterday's discussion. It is not something you should care about. My CPU is running hot. Is it past the thermal junction? No, it doesn't matter. Well, yeah, but your CPU makes the same amount of heat regardless. But like your CPU doesn't make fuck all heat. What CPU have you got? Like, I know what my thermal rating is. So you're talking about 100 watts. You're worried about 100 watts heating up your room. That's 100 watts under full load. Now, I hate to break this to you, right? But that ain't going to heat shit up. That's the same as a light bulb. Your video card, on the other hand, could quite easily be 400 watts. Now, honestly, that ain't going to heat much up, but your CPU, totes not. What? Current stations don't look at the capacity of carts en route? Well, then what is... I don't think Steve's right there, Kukor. You remember when we assign more carts to us? We make a bigger number to make more carts go? What is he saying? That they just assign a cart and then 30 seconds later, no, you just ask for another one. Yeah, but 200 watts is not a lot of heat, is it? I mean, if you had 2 light bulbs in a room, you wouldn't go, whoa, those light bulbs. Sorry, Kukul, that doesn't make any sense. So if a car requests, if a station requests a cart from a depot, and the depot does not respond with a cart within 5 seconds, then it requests another cart. But that doesn't mean that it's just the same request again. It's not a new request. It doesn't stack requests. You'd have to specifically write code for a queue of requests from a specific station to do that, which would obviously be a very dumb way of doing it. Like, you'd have to go out your way to make something stupid. Yeah, you zero. I do mean old lights. I do mean yeah, no, but Kuko, it doesn't matter. The point is, you'd have to write code specifically to be stupid in that case. Like, specifically, you would have to write the code in a stupid way in order to have requests from a given station to a given depot be a queue. Unservable requests. So, Steve's many things, but he's not an idiot. Oops. Either way, he's still going to fix it, because what we had today was just complete nonsense. Yuzerial, if running 2 copies of FortressCraft simultaneously while streaming does not stress my CPU enough, nothing else is going to. It should be pointed out that the concept of stressing your CPU and heating your CPU are 2 entirely different things. I could max out your CPU at the same time as generating very little heat. Just because of the nature of different instructions. So you've got something like Furmark, Furmark. But all it does is stress fill rate. So if you've got a card that's very good at fill rate and very bad at vert rate, then it won't stress it. I know this because FortressCraft is the opposite. FortressCraft is very, very vert heavy and kind of shade of light. But my CPU was Not overheating, that is an incorrect statement, but my CPU was peaking at about 100C. And that's hot, but that's still a long way off the thermal junction. It's a long way off the throttling threshold. My PC could run at 114 degrees forever with no issues. But in my heart, when I start seeing 98 degrees on my in my heart, I feel that is perhaps too much, but it's not. No matter what my heart tells me. In this case, my heart was wrong. Yeah, but he does Q-Core. So when we assign 100 capacity to a station, and we have a 100 capacity cart, we get one cart. Like en route, moving. If what you're saying is actually correct, which I don't believe for a second, that's quite a major bug. A station should request a cart, and the depot should go, yep. And if it doesn't get one, it should just, well, it'll get one eventually. Goes into a queue. It shouldn't then just stack up requests. That's quite a straightforward bug. Yes, exactly. So, I mean, this is what I was trying to explain yesterday. Like, your PC does not give a shit. It genuinely does not care if it's running at 100 degrees. You care. And as I said, when I got into motorbiking, unlike a car, a motorbike, you actually have quite direct access to the engine. So you're, I want that. So you end up going, my goodness me, this is hot. So I was a bit panicky about my bike because I could feel the fans running all the time. I could genuinely feel the heat coming off, and I was a bit concerned because I'm like, that's a lot of heat. And then I realised if you take your car, park up, after driving around, just open up the bonnet, you're like, that's hot in there. So it's just a question of, on a PC, I've got something to measure my temperature accurately all the time. I don't get that in a car. I get quite a vague sort of arrow between hot, cold, and okay. But I haven't bothered stress testing it. I don't care really. I've got better things to do than fuck about. My PC doesn't crash, cool. If it does crash, I'll check the logs. Preemptively working out why it crashed. Like I said, I'm pretty sure. Well, I know it was OBS in some way, shape, or form. But my CPU is genuinely running. It's running at 50 right now as opposed to 90. And my room's cooler. My windows are open. I've got the fans cranked up on the case, I think. Like, everything's cranked to the max. To the max. I should probably move that box so we can stare into it. Oh, let me slightly rearrange my room because my cat's decided that that is the box he wants to be in today. Oh, you are so clever. How clever are you? Oh, you are such a clever puss. Back to sleep. He's like, I'm clever. I don't know how, but I am. Did I not? Can't find conduit. Right, what did I screw up? Oh good, the dog's still alive. I like dogs. I have nothing against dogs, just this one. That barks at fucking everything. I don't understand. You get a dog, you have to train the dog. That's just one of those things. You can't get a dog and go, oh, well, I hope it'll be a lovely dog. It won't be. You have to fucking train it. This one's one too high. And one of the things you train your dog to do is not to bark at anything. I did read a great thing. A woman, she had some Labradors, and they'd always bark when someone came to the door. Now, it's very hard to persuade an animal not to do something that it wants to do. it's much easier to persuade it to do something else. So what she did is she trained it. So when visitors came, that they would give the visitor one of their soft toys. So the dog was too busy running around, first of all looking for a toy to give them, and then it's quite hard to bark when you have your mouth full of toy. So she trained them to stop barking in that way. Huh? Did I get that wrong? Did I go the wrong way? Was it down? Yeah, they need to go down by 2, not up. Oh well. But yeah, like this dog, I mean, it's quite hard to stop it barking, but I feel it should be. I'm certainly on dogs. We had a rescue dog, and it was neurotic. It was genuinely just mental, and it would just bark at everything. There's nothing we could do to stop it. It would bark at everything. A lot of it, though, I mean, to be quite frank, I mean, it was my parents' dog, not me, and I don't think my parents ever did any sort of research or study. I mean, I understand about, like, how dogs and cats work and the pack structure and all of this, and a lot of it, like, let's say, if you've got a dog, it's certainly one of the more dangerous breeds, you shouldn't ever roll around with it and play with it and rub its belly and all that stuff, right? It needs to understand that you are in charge, and it is not on the same level as you. Rolling around with that means that it thinks it's on the same level as you. That sort of thing. I don't prefer to be an expert. I just know that dog's annoying. I also don't recommend you have a dangerous dog, but that's just my my opinion. Please come look at the A and B station. Yeah, because A and B's not currently working, I don't think. The freight screen. And I called it 0, 0. I can't tell what the other end is. MB Station 2, cart 0 out of 6. And we're still suffering from a massive cart deficit. You know that, right? Like, apparently, we are 60 carts short. Wait, the transport crane in CC. I don't know where the A and B station is, I've just realised. Coords are easy. Remember, I can teleport without causing any load on the server. Because of LAN. Yeah, okay. What? You're going to have to ignore no source. Because it's the same for the one that is working and the one that isn't working. No demand for offered. No demand for offered? Wait, why? But yeah, you the actual station readout you have to treat with a big pinch of salt as a client. Open the freight set screen. Oh, that's currently set 0 because I was messing around with it. But yeah, target stock 0. That's why it's not doing anything. Is that what you wanted to show me? You could have just told me that. I'm happy it's gone. Well, let's find out. There you have. There we go. It still says no source, which is annoying and wrong. Now, interestingly, if this isn't our last cryo spawner, I don't know which one is. Like, it's not like the overmines where, like, all the bugs coming from that direction. All we'd have to do there is just pepper our base with cryo bombers, leave it for half an hour, and then try and work out which one's left. Not very scientific, I know. I've got 9 bombers left, so I'm just going to sort of fill this route along here. So we are clearing out some of the cryo regardless. Did you actually fire anything? Yes, you did. So it doesn't feel like this thing's done anything. It's far as 25 bombs worth, and we all know how big the bombs are. Very. They're very big, by the way, is the answer to the question if you were unsure. Is that actually working, though? I'm so glad I put the colouring in. Yeah, I can easily see. There we go. So, it was such a good idea. And the red and the green means they're like cars, you see. Yeah, and also one sideways. I would love to have them actually light up as it goes through, and that's kind of now possible. Right. But yeah, for FortressCraft, I'd like to redo a lot of the sort of the, not the basic machines, but a lot of the ones that we have seen a lot over the last 5 years. I'd like to focus on replacing the those. We'll definitely want to keep some. We definitely want oh cool, that's the old blah 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 blah. I have a funny thing, I may put logistics falcons down here, by the way. No, Falcon bomber. No, Falcon bomber, that's fine. How far can we go? We get another 200 meters. Cool. Oh. Whoops. We actually get anything through? Yeah. Jason, I think your title, Zelda. Yeah, it's a talk I did at the National Royal Engineer Audio Society or something like that. It's quite interesting. I quite like the talk as well. It's actually not a bad talk, but mostly because the talk's like, here's a small bit of me talking. Here's some cool cars. But if you're interested in cars or computer game audio or seeing me fluster my way through a talk, It was weird, that one. So I turned up, and I'm there quite early. I'm chatting with the people who are like doing the audio for the talk. You know, the ones that are, like dealing with the speakers and shit. And I'm like chatting with them, and you know, just chilling, chatting. I'm like, oh, so who else is on? They're like, what do you mean? I go, well, who's on before and after me? And they're like, well, this is a masterclass. This is just you. And I'm like, I feel I should have prepared a little bit more for this. But it went all right. It went all right, and lots of people said they liked the talk, so that was good. But I've never had any like practice like professional talking or anything. You realise how much is in FortressCraft. What sense do you mean how much is in FortressCraft, sorry? How much of me, how much of my heart and soul? Or do you mean... No, what do you mean? You put the way out of a station before the way in 3 times. Ah, I see what you mean. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, FortressCraft's audio is reasonably simple. I mean, certainly compared to the other games I've done. It's got some... FortressCraft does have some nice audio stuff. Like, I actually try and calculate if we're in a cave, so the echo all changes. There's some nice there are some nice effects going on, but it's fairly simple. Hey Andy, you know I did a talk about burnout and cars and engines and turbochargers and gear winds and gearboxes and saving memory and PlayStation 2s, and yeah, I had loads. It's on YouTube. It was linked earlier in Discord. It's alright. I'm going to see if I actually need to mention... Why don't I mention it? Let me see if I can work out. There's a guy up here. I should probably contact going, I did a talk. If you're interested. Where do I see members? Members. I still love this. So when Facebook asked me where I lived, I went, nowhere, okay? And it thinks I live in nowhere, Oklahoma. I forgot his name was Phil. Oh, there's a lot of people called Phil. University. Yeah, as I ran into the games university, the games course university lecturer on for Leeds up here. So I'm going to see if I can do the talk up here because I quite like doing the talk. I quite like chatting. I like inspiring students, which I know sounds a bit cheesy, but I one go and he basically did my talk and he tore apart all his audio stuff, and he got a distinction on his mark because he was inspired by my talk. I'll be honest, I'm not even sure this is the right way. And like, given the amount of cryo that there isn't, I'm going to hazard a guess it's not. Or I'm closer than I thought. Oh, I'm closer than I thought. Oh, we've nearly made it. Oh, happy fucking days. Let's not walk in front of that though. So when I get the new renderer, the marching cube stuff, this won't look like this. This will look like a... It'll look so cool. It will look cool. Now, interestingly, because we have no melting going on, there's actually a little... Exploitable is not the right term. Not quite, but I can certainly... So, Pete, what happened? Did you just over-assign, or is it actually a bug? Like, what actually happened there? Obviously, it's quite hard to tell just from the... I mean, cryo takes about 5 minutes to freeze, but honestly, I can't not do it. I need the performance. I just need the performance. Fine. I can make it. There's thousands of difficulty settings, and no is the answer, because people basically go. They either go rapid, they go plentiful, or they go regretful. But like what? Like what? I haven't given any world generation options, as the current one is the only really good one. Like originally you had options, well, you know, you had all sorts of different options, like caves and all sorts of things. But you basically got modifiers for resources and power, which are the two main things, and conveyors, and there really isn't much else to tweak. Like, really there isn't. Because, like, Factorio's got sliders for its stuff. And what do? You just drag it to one end of it. You don't go, oh, I'm going to give it just 3 more points on that. I don't know. Anyway, I just drag it all the way to one end or the other. Or leave it in the middle. I mean, I'm not adverse to it, but it's one of those that no one else has ever asked for this, so I can't imagine it's a particularly demanded thing. What I don't want to do is allow you to have certain parts of Rapid. Rapid is specifically designed as my first playthrough. It changes a huge amount of the game. Oh, I should restart the server, shouldn't I, in a minute? I forgot, because I changed the Lancer behaviour on Rapid. I should check those. Toggles for excavators. Yeah, you say you want a Rapid game mode option in normal. No. Rapid game mode is designed to take away some of the more complicated and difficult blocks, like ore extractors. Like, you don't need to use nano disintegrators in oh, I see what you see. I see, Peter. That was a derp, wasn't it? But you have I can't give you a slider for conveyor speed anyway. I mean, you've got fast or slow, but I bet you've never chosen slow, have you? Nobody does slow conveyors. You can't go any faster, and there is an even slower conveyor mode. It's called Robomania, but you can't go any faster, which is what you actually probably are trying to ask me for. I cannot technically do faster conveyors than what we've got, not even if I wanted to. I can't. I literally can't. They are as fast as the simulation will run them without enormous amounts of reworking. Like, there's absolutely no way I will give you rapid mode changes. They will do, Pete. Well, I assume you haven't screwed up too badly. They will turn around. They will. But I need to get this to fire again. There is quite a good mod for an improved workflow activator, by the way, if that's all you want. But I have no desire to make the setup of the game so complicated. Yeah, the problem is, Pete, that it's the back one that needs to turn around. You need to have air. You need to have room freed up. It can sometimes be difficult to actually persuade them to. That was close. To do that. But if the back one toggles and it can't go, that's the problem. Oh, I haven't restarted since I've changed that. That's probably in a second, I will restart the server with the new Lancer code in. Okay, so where's the back one? Yeah, it can't do because you've got a... Right, this one here needs to turn around. No, it can't. Yeah, this one needs to leave. Right, this one here, this one needs to decide to not go to the station. That's what needs to happen. He's empty. His destination is Lithium Bar. Assigned to... Right. Oh, God. Yes, it is Eggy Matrix, but that's... Rapid is designed as a first playthrough. It is designed to trivialise the game and to make everything really, really easy. I also consider it an exceptionally unsatisfying game mode. Canonically, Plentiful is the proper one. So I don't understand. You need more ore, but the decreased rare drop rate is annoying. You mean the pristine drop rate? Yes, I mean, you're looking at it the wrong way. Rapid mode basically goes, you haven't played it before, let's just give you everything. Right, why did this car not turn around? I wonder if it can't because it's a station. But yeah, Eggy Matrix, I don't personally believe, and I have no evidence to prove otherwise, that people really actually fiddle with the difficulty any more than a very... I mean, you are talking about a chunk of work to implement new sub-toggles and all sorts of stuff. You know, you're not talking about this will be a couple of minutes. You're talking about a bunch of work. For currently no game. But, like, rapid mode, like, the drops are insane. They're like, almost all pristine. Now, honestly, I did a hard CPH, sorry, important CPH playthrough on Plentiful last month. And honestly, if you just set your defenses up early, you will be, and Falcors, you will be swimming in drops. You don't have just a few drops, you have huge amounts. But I don't really want to start picking through the code and toggling out each individual rapid boost for a difficulty thing. Oh, I don't know if I fixed that one. I didn't save it. Let's have a quick check a second. How many things change on casual mode? Sorry, rapid mode. In turn, it's called casual mode. Can't type. Right, so there are 43 things that are altered if you put casual mode on. Put thing on. I mean, but like no one else has ever asked for increased drop rates. It's just not a thing. Peter, what I'm going to do is I'm going to temporarily do that, which might be literally what you just thought you were going to do. Great minds and all that. Yeah, these are deadlocked, aren't they? But I mean, Egamatrix, the thing is, even if it was fairly easy, you don't want 43 new difficulty toggles, do you? So that now it comes down to which ones you think are important versus which ones other people think are important. No, to be honest, Pete, I don't understand why this one here hasn't reset. But I tell you what, should we restart the server anyway? Because I'd like to put in the. Actually, no, let's wait a few minutes. Let me commit the creep burn effect, because if the Dazzler hit the limit of its range, it just went, oh, I won't do any more thing ever. Yeah, but Eggy Metrics, I don't feel that is only for people who basically don't. The reason for that change was to take away the requirement for making nano disintegrators. If you've played the game before, you know about nano disintegrators. You'll use nanos all the way through. Okay, I'm going to rebuild the server with the cryo effect, with the creep fix. So, but yeah, I don't understand why none of these are. We actually have 9 T2s on the network somewhere. And holy moly. What's that though? 1,505 seconds. 25. Interesting. Whereas cargo less when he's at night. I might have to have a look at that. Though it doesn't really matter. It is. They are on their own thread. See what'll happen now, Pete. They will. I know it's one way. But why are none of them moving? Alright, are any carts anywhere moving? Yes, okay. Carts aren't dead. Like, mob thread's not dead. How did I get that report? I just typed in mobs into the server. It's a it's a dedicated server report. It's not for players. It's for people going, why is my server running badly? You can also type fluid. As loads. And just type help on your server, on your dedicated server. But like this one here should be easy to be able to turn around. Brilliant. Wait. Okay, that kind of went the right way. Cool. That's not really a question. And there's a mod called the Excavator Mark II, which is fine. Aggie Matrix, so you're going to be aware that right now I'm at 12 days played on this game. Okay, I have spent the vast majority of this month playing the game. I've forced myself to use freight carts extensively. Never at any point did I say to myself, you know what I really need is a bigger excavator that goes faster and cuts through ores. I play the game quite a lot. So I don't just make these decisions from, I wrote code, that's how I feel. I make these decisions from having extensively played the game. And I don't really feel that the game has any need for those. It's just one of those, I can add a lot of features. I can add 1,000 new features or items. It's not hard to do, but if it doesn't benefit the game, then I'm just adding crap. Like, it's very easy to add stuff to a game, but that does not inherently or necessarily make the game better. It just means there's more. Okay, I'll have to delete this one now. They've definitely got confused, haven't they? AKK, you see, the problem is, what you're trying to do there is you're trying to make a bug go away. I want to know why we've got the bug. I think it's a track reservation issue, potentially. But we've definitely got one that's screwed there. That's why I'm deleting the track. But like this one, I have no idea why this one hasn't said I'm stuck and turn around. And we can check. We can check. Right, so we're going to just wait 30 seconds. I'm going to just have some coffee for 30 seconds. And make sure it doesn't turn around, because it doesn't look like it's not turning around. I haven't had anything like this before, Muller. Not for... Oh, I see, it hasn't transmitted that to me in a while. Yeah, these are all dead. Like... Oh, wait, that one actually just moved. Okay, that one, we'll give it its 30 seconds. Let's see if it does its turn around. Like, this one shouldn't have been able to turn... no. Right, is that enough? Oh, I figured out the problem. The minecart's taking up too much room in your inventory, by the way, so that's good. Okay, so it's not a reservation issue. It was a cart just going... like, literally just stopping. So it was this cart here. It just went... Oh. But it wasn't a reservation issue, because only restarting would fix the reservation issue. Yeah, Muller, the bug you've described should already have been fixed. Basically, carts should say, is there something behind me, and then not bother turning around. Oh, I don't know where the fuck he's going, but anyway. So your problem was, Pete, that you had carts going sort of forwards and then around in a clockwise direction and then forwards again. So they just eventually jammed up going in and out rather than in, out, in, out, in, out. I see. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to change it so when a cart moves to a new Vox, it writes that into the update lerp and then writes in how long it took to get to the Vox. And then at that point, the code will unwind it. But it'll unwind it. But this should mean that the carts don't ever do anything like this. That's just lerping. That's not a bug. That's just simply the lerping data. Yeah, block signals would have fixed that, Pete. As we've said with so many things, that block signals are the tool with which to fix things. Why are you disconnecting? Sorry, is that related to something, or just because you're just going to restart? Because I don't know why. Do I have any conveyor belts on me? Yeah. Oh, that's not conveyor belt though, is it, Adam? Well, I've noticed. You're at 3% over the last 45 minutes. And we were at rate, sorry, we were at rate 512. But a lot of the reason I'm doing this quite extended playthrough this month is so I can say hand on heart that X is balanced, that Y is balanced, that there's definitely no issues with freight carts. I can just say, no, I've tested this. I'm not just assuming it works. I've tested it. I've properly fucking tested it all the way through. Alright. 5%. Well, 5% is still fairly high, but it's alright. A lot of it depends what you do, Pete. If you keep moving to new areas, you'll fundamentally get packet loss more than staying in the same area. So if you've been sitting in one area trying to fix something for half an hour, the server's not sending you any data. It might even be more fundamental. It might be that your ISP is going, that's a lot of data, you're not having it. What's KuCore? I didn't say. KuCore is at 0.29. I'm at 0. I actually get packet loss, and I'm on a fucking LAN. Like, at some point, it's not packet loss. I say it could be anything. If your CPU is low, you'll get low packet loss, because basically your client hasn't gone, cheers for that. It's ended up chucking it away and then going, oh, I need it. Oh. Shall we see how we're doing on our alloy block? So, two things. So, Kuku, you asked about our goals. 1, ultimates. Note, we've done almost fucking no ultimates in the last 24 hours, by the way. So did we not do the Mark II thing, or is that still in progress? Ah, that's where I was. That looks awesome. It's a shame that the plates are such a different colour to the bars. I've just noticed. Really? I didn't actually check, I just looked. Disagree. Titanium is out. Unless we're making some more elsewhere. But titanium's out on that one. That one is stacked up, you're totes right. We're not lacking primary or... What are we lacking? I can't actually get at it. No, we're out of titanium. Like this bit's trickling through. But I mean, honestly, if we've got a dedicated line, I will turn these around. So we're actually blocking up these. So we've got them for us. Now we've got a massive line of... Why is this outside? I don't know. Just trying to work out why this is being slow, and I am failing. Oh, 25 upgrade primary modules. Okay, so its primary upgrade modules are our current bottleneck, and I suspect I might have a whole bunch on me. I do. I've got like 400. So I'll pop those in for the moment. That's another 8. Yeah. Primary, I mean, a lot of these are a pain. But okay, I'm going to restart the server now. You've got a few moments. So I'm going to restart the server now. So then I can update. So what I did is I made the Lancers a bunch better. So I'm going to do this final or possibly penultimate cryoplasm kill. I also fixed the bug with the Dazzler, where if the Dazzler shot at full range, it just never came back ever again. So if you two want to just fuck off the server, I will then shut it down. Hopefully you're listening. So it shouldn't require a client change. It's just simply the Lancers now work twice as quick on the client. So they work in rapid, not on the client. I don't know why I said on the client. And there's a dazzle effect, so it's pretty small, but I want to make sure it feels okay. As I said yesterday, I feel that it has taken us too long. Not that we're bad, but simply that it has taken too long for us to do this. And most of that was really waiting on the Lancers. They're the weak spot. We have approximately 2,000 segments left to compress. Okay, server's down. Copying across. Okay. Oh, I keep forgetting to update this bit. I forgot what this patch is called as well. I think that's something like that anyway. Fixed issue where Dazzler would sulk if it couldn't find anything. Fun fact. 256. Doesn't fit into a byte. Sleep fluid sleep, that was it. Server's back up. Lancers and melters are now 2x the speed on rapid. How many big have you felt Spiderbot? 2. They visually appear. There's literally a slot for them. It can be serviced by 4 spider cores. And I can get coffee. Woohoo! Oh man, it's hot. Oh, yes. Cooker, it takes like 30 seconds or a minute for the cart to wake up after booting up. The game tries to make sure there's like a significant amount loaded. T1 room. So this is the first time we were starting serving in a while. And we were just saying yesterday. Right, when you say T1 room, this is T2. As we said yesterday, we were quite surprised and pleased that we didn't have any issues, but we only did 1 restart. I say, Pete, whatever you did on the surface to fix the power has not entirely fixed the power. Anyway, let's have a look. But stuff. Oh, this is what we just saw. This is what we saw in the other one. That cart there is idling. He's idling. How is he idling? Okay, so he's idling because he's carrying 18 lightweight machine housing. Where do lightweight machine housings go? Yes, Pete, 47%. But as I said, all you have to do is wait. Don't go anywhere. Bring up your debug screen, if you like. Check your thrust and bake. Don't go anywhere till that is 100%. Just sit there and wait. If you start up and immediately hammer across the landscape, you're asking the server to send you a couple of 100 megs. That's quite a thing. So you stop in the room and don't go anywhere. Just wait. So, Kuko, where does lightweight machine housings go? I didn't set this shit up. Is it here? Should I just grab 100 lightweight machine housings? No, the light machine housings are going somewhere, aren't they? Where are they going? I don't know what this is, apart from a fucking mess. Okay, but they're all blocked up. Name one place it goes. Why don't you just send that there? It doesn't matter, Kuku. You won't get any updates from it. All I need to know is where does lightweight machine housings go? I'm gonna guess up here, maybe. The moment I basically put some load on the network, it will go. As I said to Steve, the car can go to its destination station. It can go to a source station. It can do anywhere it likes. What it can't do is just stop on the first junction, going, I don't know where lightweight machine housings are used. It should do, Pete. Don't forget, if you don't, you have to wait for your frustum to bake. You have to. That basically that is a that will happen. It has to happen. I have no idea what LWMH are used. If you could tell me, Peter, that would be great. But yeah, as I said, you really have to wait until your machine has finished loading the first frustum before anything else will happen. So if you're being flooded, once that's happened, everything else will just come along behind it. I'm tempted to change one of those bars top right, by the way, to that. I think one of them's shadow distance, which really isn't very useful. I did mean to, actually. Let me check. I don't need FPS. Also, really? Okay, yeah. So the middle one is my draw distance. Bottom one's my frame rate, which I don't need. So instead of that one, because it's much more useful to see frost and bake, really. Where are lightweight machines housings sent to? We've got an issue with their backed up, and I don't know why. It'll be HUD manager dot bake. How is what the fuck? Mass storage crafting. Well, that doesn't really help. Where the fuck's that? Room with the pastemaker behind it. Okay. Yeah, we could really do with a hollow base just for freight. And I'll tell you what, name stations on the hollow base would be nice, wouldn't it? So, Kukor, I'm hoping you're still staring at that cart going, what the fuck? And I'm hoping you haven't done something stupid like shoot it. So I'm hoping, and it's not really the right word, I'm hoping it's still broken. Just going to check it's still broken. I suspect it is. Nope, it's fixed itself, I think. Yeah, it's working fine. So, yeah. All you had to do was wait. Or you shot it and you're a fucking idiot, because that's not how bug testing works. But it's working fine now. Has been for a minute or two. Or what happened is something grabbed the lightweight machine housing. Whatever that was. So yeah, well, probably all that happened is something grabbed the lightweight machine housing. Yeah, things are a bit weird on startup. And startup's not really very important. It's how does it running after an hour that really matters. Okay, cool. Is that the bottom one? Probably. Well, as I said, Pete, if you start up, run the game, bring up the debug, look at the LFGP, the bake. You can turn everything else off. I mean, I don't think you can actually. Right, there's your minimum debug, right? Until that hits 100%. Like, so if I put to rate 0, watch that will just go, right? Now, if I teleport to the cold cave, so keep an eye on that frost and bake up there. Let's just go through this a sec. So at this point here, so you see I've just moved far enough for the server to have to send me some more data. And again, more data needs to be sent. And it's about a 40-meter boundary or something. So if I teleport to the cold caverns, watch that frost and bake up top. Whee! Now this is at 0 rate. This is as fast as no, sorry, there you go. You can see everything yanking in ever so quickly. Now if I put the rate down to, let's say, 16 for sake of argument, which is a very low bit, and we teleport back up to the surface to reset that. So you can see it's wiped it. That's coming in much slower. Much slower. But basically, until that number hits 100%, and that's not the green bar, right? No, it's the one that says frost and bake. The green to red bar. But essentially, until that hits 100%, the server hasn't finished sending you the world. Now, at rate 512, which is what we've been at, it's not too bad. It takes a little while, but it's not too bad. But the problem is that when you go somewhere, the moment you move, it has to throw all that away. But you don't really notice. I mean, when you're playing, you don't notice that. And we are now genuinely talking about data quite far away. But when you said you waited an hour, as you say, it does take a while at 512 for the frustum to bake. This is why if you hang around the same area, you're alright, because it all kind of comes in. But if you keep running long areas on a less competent internet connection, you may have some problems. How does he do it? How does he know? Look. We can see you. No matter what you do, I've got a camera. But yeah, until that hits 100%. But you can see how quickly it should be going. Now the thing is, while that's sending to you, that's when your packet loss occurs. Now, a full 100% frustum bake is in the order of 80 megabytes. But unfortunately, it's not 80 megabytes in one lovely monolithic file. It's 80 megabytes in a messy fucking horror. So it's quite interesting. That's why I want to put it there. So it's quite interesting to see how the server copes. And we've been doing it on rate 16, I think it was. I think rate 32 is about the lowest you want to go. But because it prioritizes on distance, wherever you are is usually okay. The issue is just when you move quickly. But usually what you can do, what you can see is fine. And as long as you're hanging around more or less the same area, it's not a problem. Now at this point, the network bandwidth the game's using is just hilariously nothing. Half a megabit? Performance. $130k a second, 80k a second. It's quite low. It is really quite low at this point. Literally, I just made that change. I literally just did that. I will literally paste that on Discord for you. Right. I was going to put it in the next patch, but I don't have any reason for a client patch yet. But yeah, it's more useful than showing... The middle bar represents your draw distance relative to your target. Top one represents LFGP load, and bottom one represents bake. Oh, bugger, I didn't pick any more transport pipes. Well, I picked up 4. That's not enough. But yeah, that's the new code there, by the way. But you see, I'm running around here at 20% bake and honestly barely noticing. Now, at this point, I'm where I want to be. I'm not travelling anywhere, or unless I die, but I'm not going anywhere at this point. So at this particular point now, that bake will fill up. This is why when people are going, oh, you know, I want to elevate and stuff like that, I'm like, yeah, I'd really rather you teleported, because otherwise you have to load the start area, the end area, and when you elevate, everything in between. When you teleport, you just do beginning and the end. Now, your bake is quite big. So at this point, I mean, I will have, well, you can see I'll have
quite a long way back to the base loaded. I mean, it does keep it a fair old distance. The work WFE won't... Well, it might do. WFE does seem to be a little bit keen to break a lot of blocks. I don't think it should be. What we'll do... Oh, man, I don't have 5. Oh, I do. I've got 10. Haha. I have enough bombs for all of ya! But yeah, the minimum debug, Pete, as you can see, it's not obtrusive. So it's designed so you can keep an eye on just that. Like the important things, the LFGP load and the other thing. There we go. Ow. I didn't mean to punch that. I keep punching the microphone. Just flailing my arms around like some sort of gibbon. Do gibbons flail their arms around? I don't really know. So I guess I'll head back and grab... Well, I don't need more transport pipes, I guess. Really. What I mostly want to do is just finish off the run. It's not really very far, is it? Yeah, the idea was what I did is I made that a little bit lower. And then I ran the Dazzler. So now I can just do the floor. Hacks. It's quite hard to convert the floor, but it's much easier just to dig one lower than you want to. I wonder if I can actually just at the end just... Can. Sweet. There we go. Floor converted. Now, honestly, Dazzler plus Melter is a far, far better approach than literally anything else. Hey, thank you for the host, YouTube. I may have said your name wrong there, dude. Sorry about that. Appreciate the host. I'll put this back because I was an idiot to remove it. Where is it? How far do we need to go? It's as far as here. We'll go, yeah, a little bit further because that's how I roll. And I honestly can't remember the rules on when the thingy gives up. But what we're going to do is we're going to go melter, melter, melter. And we're going to be fairly quick in getting the fuck out of here. And honestly, I don't think the cryo wipes enough power. I should not be able to do what I just did there. Yeah, I know, you're going to want to charge, I'm sure of it. It's pretty dangerous around here. Does that make sense, Pete? So, say, as long as your bake is at or above 100%, which it might never be, you won't get any packet loss. So what happened earlier is you went to an area, and then you just sat there, and because you sat there, it would then at that point simply go, oh cool, I don't have any data. Now I don't know for a fact if the rate of data is based on the distance. I know it should be, but I don't think it is. Oh fuck, that's not a good place. So what should happen is obviously the stuff that's right there should happen immediately, and stuff that's like 50 meters away should wait. Oh no, the IDP, I hope you're okay, dude. I hope all being solved. But yeah, it is the new UI. It's not quite finished, and I've also got the debug written on it. But yes, some nice man redesigned the UI, and I was like, cool. Yeah, no. Honestly, though, although you can make a frozen tunnel, anywhere near as good as melting the shit out of it. I hope you're feeling better, YDYP. Hope you haven't had any, like, major invasive surgery. A friend of mine just had heart surgery. I'm getting to that age, you see, where my friends are old, or old enough to have, like, quite serious things wrong with them. Yeah, and that's the problem. The Dazzler can't clear that because it's in the wrong side. That's blue. Nobody tell Peter what I said. Wait, will you wait? That'll come through now. Oh yeah, that sucks, dude. Oh, I'm glad you've had your eye surgery. I hate to ask, where are you from? Are you American? Did you have to pay for it? Like, the concept of paying for medical care is just so weird to me. Like, genuinely, in the UK, you do not pay for medical care. That's why I pay taxes, is so the government looks after the people, you know, the way it should be. Oh, Belgium and Europe. Sorry, YDYP. I thought you might be from Belgium in fucking Australia. In case you confused it with Belgium, Australia. No, I'm glad. Yeah, I don't know anything about Belgium's healthcare. I have to say, though, seriously, if you're from Belgium and you've had medical care and it's anything like your roads, then I'm sorry about your eyesight. Hopefully your medical care is better than your roads. Because you see, when I went to Holland for the first time, people joked about Belgian roads. And I'm like, yeah, very funny. Ha ha ha. Yes, Irish people are stupid. Welsh people like to have sex with sheep. Belgians have bad roads. So for those of you who are foreign and know what the fuck I'm talking about, right? If you drive from England to Holland, you go France, Belgium, Holland, right? And you kind of go, and I'll describe to it, right? And then on a train, clack, 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 clack. I couldn't believe it. I genuinely couldn't believe it. Your roads are appalling. But like, when I say they're appalling, I literally mean at the fucking border, they stop being good. Genuinely, you get this little sort of bit that's kind of a bit, no one's quite sure who owns it. And then suddenly the roads are a big pile of fucking ass. I was curious, I could see it from the satellite. Like, genuinely, it's the same road. I'm not joking. It's the A16. There you go, that with the crossover point there then. But genuinely, without being funny, holy shit, the roads are bad. And I don't know why. It's like, all you have to do is cross over the border and go, France, quick question, France, if you don't mind. Yeah, sure. How do we make the roads better? Like, what do you use on your roads? Like, I want to say that's it there, but I think that's actually a. I don't know if I can actually see. If I can actually see it there, I will laugh so much. Yep, there we go. See, look. Just to prove to you, I am not messing around. Genuinely, there is the end of the Belgian road. Okay. The end of the Belgian road has gouges, shit on the road, crappy hard shoulder. What the fuck there? Crap there. Then you hit the transition, and seriously, now the road's great. Like, I'm not even messing around. Like, I try and avoid stereotyping, but I assume that bit in the middle, France way. But you can literally see where the road ends. I'm a little bit bemused by that, though. It looks quite nice from down here, but it's just a big pile of shite. Anyway, Belgian roads, fucking awful. Don't know why. Oh. Hey, we're dead, we're dead, we're dead. That looks like an out of memory. Yeah, out of memory. Yeah, I think, Pete, one of the best solutions would just be, if the garbage is over, like, 8 gigs, just to not allow anybody on. So, Pete, let me just sum up, right? So, this is how bad the problem is. It's not your end. It's mostly it's Lidgren. So, this is how bad the problem is, okay? I sent you enough data repeatedly at about 0.5 megabit, and none of it got through to use up 16 gigabytes of RAM. So none of the data I sent you got through. None of it. I mean, that's pretty broken, let's be honest. I can't even work out how I can't even work out how so much data was leaked. Ah, see that line there? That's our trench. Holy shit, that's small. Pete, unfortunately, I might even exist. Like, it's a fundamental issue with Lidgren. So what's happened is I've said, send this 2K of data, and what's happened is one of the bytes hasn't made it to you. So I have to resend the whole thing because that's the sort of the granularity. But I don't understand why Lidgren would do that. It just doesn't. It's not a sensible thing to do. Now, just to and I apologise, I'm stating the obvious to you, Pete. So what we've got here is we've got the server, and then we've got my router, and then we have the internet, and then your ISP, and then your router, and then your server. Right? Now, when you say packet loss, what everybody assumes is the packets just didn't make it here, right? From my investigations, I found that nearly always it's here. So what's happened is I've sent 10 megabytes of data, and your router only has a 5 megabyte stack. So what does it do? It passes 5 megs onto you and then chucks 5 megs away. That's what I found the problem generally is, not anything sensible. Like quite a lot of time, that is where I've done investigations, and it just turns out it's their router going, I'm full. So if you've got a shitty computer here, it will manifest as packet loss. But what it actually is the client is unable to process data from the router fast enough. So the server here is outrunning this bottleneck, and it's chucking data away. But what happens with you, Pete, is I've sent you this chunk of data here. And what's happened is you've received all this bit, and this UDP datagram, not UDP, this TCP datagram's gone. So what happens is, and let's say that's a megabyte, I have no idea how big that is. So what happens is the server resends the whole thing. But until that's gone, it sits up in, it just sits in unmanaged RAM. Now, the problem is, after 30 seconds, your client will go, can I have that again, please? So what can happen is we can end up with multiple copies of the data in transit and in situation. I could possibly fix it with the... like I'd have to do so much research. Like, I don't know for a fact that we aren't using TCP anyway. So what will happen is it will definitely eventually get through, and the resends are pointless. But essentially, if I move a long way, the client goes, can I have that segment? And its request gets bumped to the top. I forgot to pick up the transport bags. That's why I went back, for fuck's sake. Fail socks. $11 already? Wow, they are quick. But yeah, I have no idea what the problem is in Lidgren, and it might be a problem with the way I set stuff. I just don't know. I've only discovered this all by a lot of trial and error and deduction. Time to start going through them. Oh, bugger, I don't have... Okay, I should be able to craft something. Bugger, I don't have any batteries. Got some large batteries. And the answer is Q-Core, because I don't really support people using that. There is literally zero reason to ever use it. Ever. Can if you want. Don't care. Not really supported. Didn't implement it. But I'm pretty sure zero is infinite. But yeah, realistically, Pete, debugging that is a bit beyond my... It's certainly outside of my realms of expertise. Genuinely, I'm not a network programmer. That's not my thing. Yeah, but you don't need to craft a lot of tubes, and we have one anyway. But like, bollocks! But you never need that many tubes. The only reason I need a lot of tubes now is because I'm having to run the whole way. But like, go to the crafting station, click build 100, you're done for an hour. There's no point in spending a bunch of time automating it. You're not saving yourself any time. If anybody is sure about that, let me know. I'm pretty sure zero will just mean infinite craft. Yeah, which I think is the default anyway, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, Pete, if you want to look at the code and tell me, go for it. But I don't know. Remember, we did make that change this patch, so we changed all of the data packets from reliable in order to reliable any order, which amazingly made almost no difference, to the point where I wonder whether or not either of those are actually supported. Because what if you do it out of order? What happens if you've got to wait for the last packet to arrive? And the only other thing I would be able to potentially do is to like start splitting segments up into multiple smaller segments. No shit, but that ain't a fun thing. I mean, the real solution is client side caching. But that's not simply non-trivial. That's a major engineering task. But that's the goal. FortressCraft 2. I will absolutely be doing that. It is a big win. But I don't profess to be the best programmer in the world. So if you can go, actually, you'll find that on line 1, 2, 3 of this thing, you'd be like, this should be a knot. I'll be like, hooray! And I'll even tell everybody how brilliant you are. But fundamentally, I don't know why Lidgren works like that. And I think it's just in a DLL. So at that point, and potentially a newer version of Lidgren will solve it, but that's more work than I'm necessarily prepared to spend. Oh, shoot. No, Andy, it's fine. Nobody will ever just build one machine inside the other. No one will ever do that because it looks stupid. Who said that? Could have been anyone. Did you get his face? So yeah, we just basically need to just punch our way through down through to that. If you can see, Andy, I've just put these inside each other because I wanted the room. But I'm like, I assure you, I would have said to you, don't worry about it. Nobody will ever do that because it looks stupid. And then, of course, I just promptly did it. I wonder if I can actually make mine. No, I can't. It has no chlorine. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those because it's like they kind of need to be bigger and point around, otherwise they'd be very tiny. But if you build on top of it, it's kind of your own lookout. It's not like conveyors or something like that, though, where obviously it would look ridiculous. That was a deep burn, that one. Keeping an eye on my hypothermia. So one of the changes I will be making, probably FortressCraft 2, is hypothermia will go. When you get into hypothermia, say all that happens is you take health damage. This is definitely much easier now. So the change I made was that Lancers and Melters are now twice as quick in Rapid. And they're twice as quick again, obs, if you use freeze-on injectors. But I've basically made freeze-on injectors a bit less of a requirement for this difficulty. Oh, is that updated? Yeah. Yeah, might weigh a little bit, but it's much faster than it was. Like, way faster. Like, double the speed. So yeah, this, although I've enjoyed the playthrough, I have, I feel that I might even massively increase the range on Rapid. It's just taken too long. Full stop, too long to complete. It should be much easier, star on Rapid. That's perhaps a bit bloomy there. The thing is, the Dazzler, its light's not there to go, look how shiny, it's there to say, you're in the fucking way. Oops, misclick. Essentially, you can actually see the compression lines. It's so bright. But yeah, we just need to dig through. Quite surprised that didn't... Oh, God, it's charging again. Wait. But it's doing a good job. I'm surprised the bombers haven't really... Like, I'm quite surprised they haven't... We're looking that way at the minute. The other thing I do recommend, if you've got bombers, is don't build them all at the same time. And I realise this is a little lame. So this one, if you look, it will be displaying at a different angle. But these ones I built almost at the same time. So they will aim in the same direction. So you'll end up with them all, like, firing off simultaneously. But now they're a bit offset, you see. That I still would, like I said, I keep wanting to fix them. I keep wanting to improve them. But then I realise that they're fucking awesome, so I won't. Yeah, so we've just about started here. So you can see they sweep around and they fire at what they see. So what's happened is they're just clearing that way. So now they should, over the next few minutes, sweep this entire area all the way across there. going to fire again, isn't it? I can probably speed it up, by the way. Yeah, because it's probably actually continuing to parse all the way down to there. What the? I don't think there's much chance of me getting back without getting dazzled. Oh, that's interesting. I wonder if that segment didn't save because I quit just... So after this is done, we will... Oh, well, unless it's done, what I need to do then is update the mission system to tell me I'm done and to then say either buy the expansion pack or to say... Oi, sort it out. Like, build a railgun. And then it needs to start doing... So I haven't done any of the railgun mission work. And... I can't remember how to build the railgun, which is good, because hopefully, see, what will happen is I'll get instructed how to build the railgun by the game, and if not, then I will need to make it so it does. Good morning, Otakan, I guess. What does the railgun do? Well, mostly what it does is it gives you GPS, but I haven't written that bit yet. What it also does, it just lets you compare off against other players. How many railgun shots you fired, what's your railgun speed. Mostly, it's an engineering challenge that comes after Frozen Factory. So, but it's not like Frozen Factory where you start the expansion pack and you play all the way through until you defeat the new bot. It's just simply you start off with... Hello, you've hit the expansion pack. Here is what you're dealing with. Go deal with it. Like, that's the whole thing. So it's just basically, well done on buying the Adventures pack. Have you completed Frozen Factory? Yes. Okie dokie. You are now allowed to build the railgun. Actually, let's just move and then check that. In fact, thanks, Brain. Could you not have thought 1 second sooner than that? Ah, it's 12:30. It is after the afternoon. Okay, so let's just check, because I think the railgun should... Yeah, I think it will complete. But yeah, mostly the railgun doesn't do anything. Mostly it's just to say, oh, have you not killed the railgun? Oh, okay. Ironically, okay, so